What's going on YouTube? What's going on guys and girls? So today is a scrap video. I know it's been a while since I put one out. It has been a very busy week. Just packed up a bunch of eBay orders like always. It's kind of been a slow weekend in terms of eBay orders and online sales, but flea market was yesterday, so in terms of scrap and what we have working today, I got a lot, and it's kind of a problem right now because I want to separate some metals, but I just don't have space to separate anything. And it's my driveway right now, and I absolutely hate it when it looks like this. You know, it's the life of a scrapper. So I'm going to try and get everything out of here that's light iron. You know, I kind of wanted to work on this because I'm pretty sure there's a motor in here. There's a lot of just other random pieces. Like those are all, I think these are all aluminum. But they really don't weigh much, like maybe 2 pounds. So I don't know if it's even worth it to clean them at that weight. It's like, you know, you do all that and you make 40 cents. It's like, is it really worth your time? We'll ask myself that. I know this is probably cast iron. I'm kind of unsure what I want to do with this. This is also another thing where I don't like driving through the whole yard to make another 50 cents more per 100, especially if there's only 200 pounds here. You know, to make another $1 to get back on the scale, to drive through the yard, possibly put screws in your tires, go to a different pile. In my mind, it's really not worth it, so I might just light iron that. I know there's the rear to the Camaro that I picked up a long time ago, but there's just so much stuff out here that, you know, it's all got to go eventually. You know, I want to separate this. I know that's just junk. That's all light iron, and these are just boxes. I mean, my yard's a mess. So this one I'm working with right now already from garbage picking that you've already seen that video, but I think I'm going to just load this all with light iron. I'm going to bring some stainless and maybe like a copper pot and some premium insulated copper. I know this is probably going to be like a 2-day vlog in terms of I'm going to do one vlog today, and then next time I do a scrapping video sometime later this week, I'm going to do another scrapping video before I go garbage picking again. So there's definitely a lot of metal, and it's all got to go eventually. So let's get into it. So in terms of non-ferrous, what I got here going on, here's a bunch of stainless. I thought I had more. You know, it's got some weight, so maybe I'll take that. Yeah, here's some yellow brass. I might save that for the next scrap run. I don't know what this is. I think this is brass. I think it's like from a hookah. Like a hookah bar, hookah setup. I did some grinding on something and it on the bottom. There you go. And it kind of looked a little yellow, a little gold. But maybe it's not. So in that regards, I think that's just, well, I don't know. So I'm going to take that. That's definitely being taken. And we're going to take this. That's a copper pot of some sort. And here's some more light iron. But slim pickings, definitely. Here's my premium insulated. #1 copper, I believe. And for anyone who does art, I know Tucker Upper, definitely another YouTuber who's pretty much does a lot of the similar videos to me, but he's huge into art. And I see he did one flea market video. Now, if you do art, people at the flea market do love art. Now, I'm not going to say this is art, but hold on, I need to get some better lighting over here. Actually, it's another one. There's the saw down there. But then I dragged it up. I had another one. What? I had another one. And what I do here is, these things do not sell at all at the flea market. I don't know what the deal is. You can ask $1 for them. Just saws. Apparently people don't like to work, so I throw these on here. Throw that over there. Take a stencil. This one says Gents. Put it on. Make sure it's somewhat straight. It's pretty much impossible to get it straight, but and I'll spray that on and look at what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like. Then bam, it kind of looks like that. I mean, it's not the best. It's still drying. Kind of looks a little fuzzy. It's not that fuzzy, but art. That's art. And somebody, you know, if you have a garage or something, you know, hang that up, put it sideways. You know, like, it kind of looks cool. And I know I've sold probably 2 or 3 already. Past weekend I brought 2 or 3, and I sold a couple for $3. I can get $2 or $3. It's better than just scrapping these. It's a little bit of, you know, obviously you have to buy for paint, but, you know, if you can come across paint cheap, and you enjoy doing art, you know, who knows down the line, you know, you can make more items, other cool items, and they're neat. So, back to the scrap life. Here's what I've come to a conclusion of. Iron the aluminum, not in here, but I'm going to take, and I'm going to take this bin. So we got 1 copper, bunch of stainless, number 1 insulated, and whatever this is. So we'll see what happens with that. I was working on this brass charger right here. If anyone has a better idea of how to get the ring off, I know I was hanging off a screwdriver and a hammer on the side, but you gotta curl these pieces off to get that ring out, and it's a little bit more difficult than I thought. You know, I've done a bunch already. As you can see, I got 1 already here, but these heavier ones, they're a little bit tougher. So if anyone has any good suggestions on that, let me know. But let's get into loading the van and head on out. Oh man, so here's what we got over here. That's aluminum. There's a bunch of aluminum in here, and unfortunately my aluminum bin's all the way back there, so with that in mind, I really can't bring a load of aluminum. I know I'm going to do more than 1 trip this time. I probably won't all fit into 1 vlog, but the next one I'll definitely bring a lot more non-ferrous. I'd just like to get back there at this point, and I'm taking stainless steel, which I really don't take a lot of. I do end up with a lot of aluminum, just not stainless. Made in India. This might be brass, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't think made in India would be. I think this is stainless, so. And a lot of this stuff seems to be stainless. I mean, a lot of this stuff seems to be aluminum. This is stainless though, so take that. These 2 pieces. That's stainless. Got my screws in there. It's also stainless. This is aluminum. This is a nice weight for aluminum, but I don't have the access to get my aluminum right now, so I'm not going to take the aluminum. This is probably yeah. So yeah. So just a quick update before we head to the yard. This is what my yard looks like now. I know it'll be enough for the next scrap payout, next scrap load, but we're pretty packed right now. So definitely a lot of light iron, lots of dirty aluminum. I kept that 1 chair. It looks pretty easy to take the screws off. A lot of the other screws were already seized. I hit it a little bit with a drill, but you know, I don't have the right tools to take off every single screw that's stripped and rusted out. So for another 40 cents, I'm not even going to worry about, you know, the other ones. This one, hopefully it'll just take me a couple minutes, maybe 30 seconds to take them off, but they do weigh so little that it's really irrelevant to a lot of the other things I'm taking. And that's pretty much it. So let's get on the road and let's see what we get for this load. Let's do this. Alright, so heading to the yard now. Sorry for all the mishmash. I can feel with the van that there's a lot of weight on here, so I'm hoping it's a good payout and really hoping for the best. You know, I'm driving by right now and they still haven't picked up garbage for garbage day, but it doesn't look like there's any metal left. Pulling into the yard now, and very excited. Beautiful weather out. Forgot my scrapping boots. I know someone always asks me about my scrapping boots. Do have sneakers on that. I think Scrap Vulture actually has the exact same pair. It's like the glorified scrapper shoes. Here we are. Got a guy dumping off a nice Volkswagen. Actually, it's in really good shape, so I'm really surprised about that. And we're pulling over here into this part. A lot of people here. It's a busy day. Scrap life is heavy today. Take this one. So here's all my dirty aluminum or irony aluminum. I got my computer wire here. We'll see what he says about that. Other than that, there's a lot of nice stuff out there. Other than that, you know, it's a great day to be out here scrapping, living a dream. I know when you come here, you meet a lot of characters, I tell you that. There's a lot of cool people here. A lot of cool people bring scrap in. It's fun, you know. I think everyone at the scrapyard is always good people, so definitely, if you're thinking about getting the scrapping lifestyle and you have the resources to do it, I would say definitely get into it. It's pretty cool. So we'll see what we get with this. Got a bunch here. Really don't know what this is. It might be stainless, might be brass. We'll find out. So I just got done with the non-ferrous. I accidentally put some TV wire into the computer wire pile, so you had to take that out. Kind of made me look like a knucklehead, but I think my computer wire pile was from about 6 months ago. I'm not even going to save it anymore because it's kind of pointless, but light iron time. Let's do this. Let's see how much we can get from this. Non-ferrous wasn't that bad, but can't wait for that aluminum day. That's going to be a nice payout. 5,600, so I'm thinking like 800 pounds, 700 pounds. Let's see what we can do here. It's a lot of scrap metal. Got boxes. Sure is a lot there. Oh, that sucks. might die there. That was kind of scary. Scrap life is a good life. That's all I've always said. Scrap life is a good life. See a galvanized can over here. I asked one of the workers if I can take that can, and he said yeah. So, you know, I'll probably get $5 at the flea market for it. It's a little beat up, but those galvanized cans, like I said, they're worth money, and they sell. So, in that regards, I'm happy about that. It's a decent can. Watering can, galvanized. It's not too bad, but yeah, $5 probably for it. The edge of it is a little bit weak, but Taco Stacks is happy. That Taco Stacks is happy. Let's cash out, and then we'll find out what we made. Let's do this. So here's what we got. Let's start with the light iron, because that's pretty simple. I had 680 pounds at $4.50 per 100. It's $30.60. Definitely had a lot of light iron. Like I said, probably 500, 600 pounds, I thought. So 680, that's pretty good. Non-ferrous, obviously all the irony aluminum. Those were all the chairs. I didn't know I had that many pounds of chairs. Now I kind of feel like an idiot. No, wait, because you know what happened? I had 4 or 5 power tools that were irony aluminum that probably weighed about 20 pounds, 20, 25 pounds. So as you see, you scribbled something else out, put 39 pounds. That's what happened there. So I got $3.90. Insulated copper. What I had was computer wire, and then I guess he just took out all the TV wire and just said, hey, give it insulated copper. So definitely hooked me up there. That's 50 cents a pound as opposed to I think 10 cents or 20 cents a pound. And that hookah bar thing was yellow brass. I thought it was stainless steel partly, but I guess he gave me all yellow brass for that. That came out to $4.20. Actually dropped my mom off at the bus station, and she said there's a nice tote across the street, you should go pick it up because it's out for garbage. And it was someone's, you know, I just wanted for the tote, and that was in it. So just by picking up that tote, I got a free tote. I got $4.20 in brass. That was awesome. I had other power tools like broken Makita power drills and stuff like that that were like a plastic coating. Their price I think is actually 3 cents, so I'm surprised he gave me 5 cents. Maybe it is 5 cents now. At 13 pounds of that, 65 cents. Stainless steel, 16 pounds, 20 cents, $3.20. Insulated copper. Don't know where that came from. Insulated copper again at 4 pounds at $1. Oh, you know what I had? I had premium insulated copper. That's what I had. And I had 4 pounds of that at $1 a pound, so that's $4. And I had that little light copper pot, which I was going to try to sell for like $3 at the flea market. And then I finally decided, you know what, I'm going to just take that to the scrapyard. I ended up getting 3 pounds of that, $1.85 for light copper. Maybe it's sheet copper, I'm not sure. $5.55. So non-ferrous, $22.50. And my grand total was like $53.10. So nice payout for sure. Always like this yard. I got myself my galvanized can. It's a $5 item at the flea market, given that it's in kind of beat up shape, but it's pretty nice. Very happy about today's payout. Very happy about today's payout. Very happy about today's find. Very happy about, you know, the scrap life today. The scrap life is definitely a good life. You know, if you're stopping for the first time, definitely check out my other scrapping videos. These things are awesome. They're awesome to do. It's nice to make cash, extra cash that pays for other things. You know, this eventually goes towards my van. You know, I had a lot of repairs and whatnot, so trying to break even there, but, you know, the scrap life will continue. You know, if you're stopping for the first time, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you like what you saw, hit the like button. As always, have a great day. Keep living the dream. Peace!